I got the very good inspiration from the previous two speakers. I think a lot of key takeaways for me. I'm myself learning, but when I reflect, I feel that what I'm today is actually due to my education. And in this whole forum, right, we have all these the academicians, educators, whatever you call it. You are actually doing two roles. You are yourself a learner, and you are also making others learn. And I just got this fantastic analogy from the previous speaker, Mr. Dwarka, Professor Dwarka. He said, how can we make our learning such that people, just like a Bollywood blockbuster movie, right? They will come back like Amir Khan movie, right? They will come back to the class. I think that was a very powerful analogy. But my philosophy of education, this is what the topic I wanted to share, and I have basically three messages for these academicians and the educationists who are on the forum. And the first of all, if you look at all the successful guys, the which have a very good recall, like look at Tendulkar, look at Amitabh Bachchan, Anand Mahindra, Ratan Tata. Of course, they are very successful. They are very, very passionate about the job. They have a extreme humility in what they do. But if you look at their interviews, the magazines that they've written, they also claim that they are the lifelong learner. And I think the lifelong learner is something that our past two speakers have also spoken. So as we go in this learning journey, education is all about learning, right? And education is not about those certificates, those degrees. They are important. But more important is how do you apply education to solve real world problems, right? And if you are not able to solve problems with education, then maybe you are not utilizing the full potential of education. So that would be my first message, that as academicians, right, as when you're putting the learner hat or putting the learning hat, you're training others, you have to make sure how can we make others apply the learning to solve problems. The other thing that I would like to share from my standpoint, imagine imagine that one, you had a bad day and a burglar entered into your house and stole everything. You are just left with nothing. But then what is that they cannot steal? What they cannot steal is a education, is a learning, right? And this is the education and this is the learning that we will use to rebuild what we have lost, right? So I always feel that it is the education. If you invest in education, if you spend time training and learning new skills, you are developing a resource. You are developing something in you which nobody in the world can steal. And whatever happens to you, you can always, get it back if you have a good education. I am from the corporate world. I have seen a lot of things and I've worked on multinationals, and we have seen this, right? Job security. People try to get job security. They will try to do something which is not having that, what is that called? They will not they will think of the EMIs, I'm just trying to get that word, cognitive disbalance, right? They will do something which their heart is not willing to do, and they will try to please their boss. They will use something that, uh, that is something boss likes, not what they like, because they are seeking job security. But imagine if you are a well trained, if you are a good learner, if you have really understood the learning and you can apply those skills to solve business problem, you are no more worried about job security. You will get what is called employment security. If you do not like your current job, you can always move out and get another job. And that is the power of learning. And if you have learned well, you actually move out from this whole mental makeup of job security, and you make yourself employable. You actually earn employment security. So that would be my second message for today. And my third message is again from the corporate world. Typically, a corporate world or any professional world, it is span of 30 to 40 years, right? Depending on when you want to retire voluntarily or natural retirement. So there are two innings of this life or of this career. The first innings, which is typically spans 10 to 15 years, and then there's a second innings which spans 15 to say 30, 35 years. And this learning, this application, this investment of your time, if you have done very well, if you have invested in your first innings, in all probability, you will be highly successful in the second innings. Those guys, imagine, I'm into the corporate life for 30 years. I have seen all kind of diversity. There are my batchmates who are actually selling hardware, and I have some batchmates who have become CEOs and CXOs. And when you go back and see what they have done, the guys who have made it to the top, they are the guys who have invested in their first innings. So it is the time when you are putting the learning hat or when you are putting the learner hat, ensure that you are actually investing in yourself. You are making yourself ready for the second innings, because if you are not invested in first innings, chances of getting success in second innings is very less. So with those, I will try to conclude my reflection on the philosophy of education. So I would like to thank once again all the awardees. You guys are doing an outstanding job. You are the guys who are actually making sure that next generation, the students, they are embracing all the things that I've told. You are the guys who are actually programming the mind, which they will use to bring success to themselves, to the nation, and to their companies. So thank you very much. I'm really honored to be part of CARE, and I'm looking forward to enjoy the rest of this program. Thank you.